is piloting Wolf Run Robots, which is a deck that was worked on by Travis Wu.
Travis Wu led the design of, and a number of the Seattle guys were a part of it, but...
Alright, so
looks like
Corbett has the play, and he's going to have a turn 2 Rampant Growth.
Oh my god, so lucky. He drew a green mana.
Yeah.
How do you think this matchup is for? I mean, like, we were talking before that the Blade was supposed to be one of his weaknesses. Edgar doesn't have the Hero of Bladehold, though, which is, like, the best card against him.
That's true.
So it's interesting. It's, like, Edgar's build definitely not well equipped for this particular matchup, but in general, it's supposed to have the edge anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Edgar has cards like Spellskite, which are almost... I guess they're fine because they can retarget the Wolf Runs.
No, they're awesome. That's really, really hard for him. Like, what answers does he have? He doesn't have Acidic Slime or Beast Within. He has no outs to that. I'm sorry, he has 2 Beast Withins in his deck. He doesn't even have a Slime to go get game 1. No, well, I think Spellskite's just awesome in this matchup. So the Crusader, another platinum hit.
Notice that all of Edgar's cards are foil.
Edgar is a very Wafo-Tapa type of guy. Like, he knows what he likes. You might as well foil out the deck because you're only playing the one deck ever. It's always great borrowing cards from Wafo-Tapa, or borrowing cards for Wafo-Tapa at the Pro Tours and stuff. It's like, do you have any extra copies of, you know, any blue card ever? He's like, yeah, as long as you don't mind foils. He just has a playset of everything blue in foil. Alright, so Mirror Crusader attacks. Edgar, realizing that Viridian Emissary cannot magically start blocking it for the first time.
I think he knew that. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
So top shelf Corbett Gray attacking with the Viridian Emissary. Are we going to see a Primeval Titan or a Worm Coil?
Ooh, and Corbett goes back up to 19 here and plays a Worm Coil engine. But Edgar has the Mana Leak.
Another Mana Leak. So Edgar's got him on a pretty good clock here, but things are going to slip out pretty quick because it's not like Edgar has all that much permission. I mean, Corbett has a lot of threats.
Yeah.
He, like, really, Edgar needs, like, a snap... I mean, really, he just needs, like, a sword.
Yeah, a sword would be...
It's so weird not having heroes, but Mirror Battlesphere, this is with Mana Leak number 3.
Ooh, he has 3 Mana Leaks, that's pretty good.
But he doesn't have the Snapcaster, or else he would clearly have led with it.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting if it turns out that those Glimmer Point life points give him the extra turn he needs.
Yeah. And I mean, they've already gained him quite a bit of life.
Yeah, that 3 life, I mean, it's already 1 more turn on the clock.
Yeah.
So Edgar knows he's not going to be able to keep this up much longer, and swings in with the Inkmoth Nexuses. I almost wonder if he should have swung with the Nexus last turn.
Yeah.
Just get the poisoning.
Because
like once things slip out of control, he's gonna have to, you know, just try to go over the top, like fly through. I mean, race. You need to like block the. Is this Green Sun? Is this number 4? No, it's Negate. He does have the Miser's Negate. Of course he. Why wouldn't Edgar have 4 counterspells? 4 of his 5 counterspells.
Yeah.
The beats continue.
And he's leaving 5 lands untapped.
He's representing Snapcaster. Looks like he actually has a blue card in his hand. Did he really just draw a Snapcaster?
That'd be pretty good, huh?
As Gerard Fabiano would say, "You pro." Is that, how does he say it? I'm not really sure. So, playing around both Negate and Mana Leak, Simulacrum comes down. Such a great blocker here for the
Mirror Crusader, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like a time walk anyway, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's an honest card. Solemn Simulacrum is a good, honest invitational card that never did anything bad to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's a powerful spell.
It is a powerful
full of value, and...
It's like a Harmonize that anybody can play if they want to.
Yeah, but it's just not broken.
No. Snapcaster Mage is also a card in Magic. So Edgar Flores, keeping 5 mana open. I think Corbett's got to put him on the Snapcaster because he realizes that the poison counters are just too important to Edgar right now to be bluffing.
Yeah.
O-ring. That's interesting. We're going to see O-ring on the Simulacrum?
I think so.
Yeah. It's a card out of his hand, and it's another turn on the clock.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though. If he can actually get a Primeval Titan, like, he's going to gain 4 life. He's going to gain, 8 life off of the Glimmer Posts. That's a huge swing. Nope, he's out of gas. Unless he's playing around Mana Leak. No, he would play something if he had it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his hand is just a forest.
Yeah. So, Edgar grinding him down. It's a tough way to do it. I mean, he doesn't have that many counterspells in his deck. But I guess he drew 80% of them.
Yeah. And sometimes, man.
Yeah, but he's also got Snapcasters, and he does have Spellskites.
Yeah, if he had Snapcasters in place of any of those counterspells, they would have been just as good.
And that's the thing, when you've got and he hasn't even drawn Sword either. I mean, his deck is Clawblade, which we know is the,
Yeah, had he drawn a Sword, it probably would have been better.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have the Hero Blade holds, but this matchup is just not where you want to be. There's the Snapcaster, we knew he had it. And Corbett packs in the cards.
Yeah.
So, he's
Off
looking to board
in
in, he's probably going to, I mean, he boards in Throne, right?
I think so.
It's weird though, because it's not the
it's-
best race, but
It's not the best against, like, Mirror Crusader.
but it does power through Spellskites, and he knows his opponent's deck list, so he knows his opponent has Blade Splicer. And it beats all these counterspells that he saw game 1. I actually like Throne. Ancient Grudge is going to be great. Hitting Blade Splicer Golems, the Spellskites, the Swords, the Nexus.
Yeah, Ancient Grudge is
Gonna be phenomenal.
pretty clutch here. The issue is, though, is that, I mean, it's not the easiest thing in the world for him to just flash it back.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Like,
okay, so...
He's got Spheres
We're
and
about
Randos.
we're going to be giving away 3 free months of premium.
All
we
right.
do this during the quarterfinals of every one of these open events. We'll be doing this again tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, during the semifinals, we're going to be giving away 6 months of premium. And during the finals, we're going to be giving away a full year of free premium.
So that's like
And
12?
yeah, that's 12 whole months of free premium. So
And
now
all you have to do is answer a trivia question?
all you have to do is answer a trivia question. So the trivia question we have for you guys today is, what is the largest demon that we've seen cast today in a feature match?
Yeah, on camera,
On
in one of the
camera.
matches, the largest demon.
The largest demon. And it was cast in multiple matches that
Absolutely.
we watched today.
Or it appeared in the decks anyway. Not sure, did it get played in both? All right, yeah. So search your memory bank. Think about all the creatures that didn't block Baneslayer Angel today. That starts to narrow it down, And then you respond, it's on Twitter, right? Like you tweet to...
So tweet to hashtag SCG Premium. What is the largest demon we've seen on camera today?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Also, I love you, Mom. If you're at home, and Amanda, it's probably like the middle of the night back there, but just want to while we have a break in the action, give a shout out. Some pretty awesome women at home. Megan Holland too, traditionally one of the hardcore SCG Live fans. Like, don't know if she's
high five, Megan.
yeah, absolutely. This is
You're watching.
Like I'm pretending I'm one half and he's pretending the other, and we're both high fiving you right now.
Yeah. That was like a triple high five that you were a part of.
That's like 15. All right, we're gonna zoom in on we're getting into the game 2. What is Gray looking to have his opening hand contain?
The one Bird of Paradise would be nice. With a green sword.
The Miser's Copper Mirror, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps the Miser's Copper
What
Mirror.
does Edgar have in the board? How much Revoke Oh,
He has 2 Revoke Existence.
and he's got 4 Flash Freezes.
He also has 4 Flash Freeze, yeah. So post-board, this gets better for Edgar.
And even Sun Titan might not be the worst if he keeps getting back Spellskate. Although I guess that doesn't beat the Mirror Battle Spheres and the Worm Coils.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that Gray doesn't have any Naturalizes. Or Acidic... He doesn't have 1 slime in his sideboard to make his Green Suns better. It's weird. But he does have Ancient Grudge, which is going to be a superstar versus Edgar. But I don't see it being enough. I think Flash Freeze and Revoke are real high impact in what was already a good matchup. Still,
An Ancient Grudge is not like an easy thing for Corbett to cast in the early turns of the game.
I
He
actually
only has
think-
2 red sources.
No. See, he's actually got a lot more red sources than we give him credit for. He's got 4 Spheres, 4 Rampant Growths, 4 Simulacrums, and that's not even counting Primeval Titan. And a Bird of Paradise, and the Viridian Emissary, and the Green Sun Zenith to get Rampant or Bird of Paradise in a pinch. So I think it's not going to be tricky at all for him to cast the Ancient Grudge. But watch, we're gonna watch, and he's gonna have nothing but colorless mana. That's gonna be that. But although he can do some pretty sick things with nothing but colorless mana. Turn 3 Palladium Mirror, turn 4 Worm Coil, turn 5 Battle Sphere. Plus he's already gained, 10 life from his Glimmer Posts. Glimmer Post is actually probably just an underplayed card in general.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing Primeval Titans, it seems like it's...
Like, it is a pretty sweet card. The ability to gain...
remember when we saw all those... like, there are a lot of, like, Wolf Run decks where you'll see, like, 3 trees in the sideboard, which is way too many. But, like, imagine how much better it would be against red decks if you just had Glimmer Post in your board.
It's kind of interesting. I mean, I love 1 tree. Just to go get all the... Yeah, he's got the Glimmer Post, but he still plays 1 tree, because you just want to be able to go get it with your Zenith. But I think the Glimmer Post package seems so hot if you can afford it. I think the only reason...
It's hard to afford, though.
And part of the reason people don't play it is just because aggro has already been crushed out of the format so much, Or not aggro, but like burn.
Exactly.
So, each player surveying their opening hand. Gray leads. Forest, ship the turn. Always nice when he trons up and gets all of his color. Castic Wolf Run. A little bit of a sign of weakness when you lead with that as your second land. But, let's see. Edgar Flores. Gonna add Spellskite? He does. Spellskite's just so tough for Gray. Part of the reason why the grudges are so important. Palladium Mirror. Actually pretty strong against Edgar. I mean, he's got O-rings and revokes, but already, there's the O-ring. But already he's like under the gun where now he's tapping out each turn.
Yep. That's exactly what Corbett wants. Now Corbett's just...
And if he sticks a Simulacrum right here,
yeah, that'd be
open
pretty
another
good.
Palladium Mirror, which is going to once again put Edgar under the gun, or his mana leaks are in, much worse shape. Now this is exactly the way Gray wants to open up, right? I mean,
this is...
He's just trying to stay ahead in tempo. Edgar doesn't bite, leaves 2 mana open, presumably representing Mana Leak and Negate and Flash Freeze. And just hopes Corbett doesn't stick a Worm Coil. I mean, I guess if he has Mana Leak, it doesn't matter. But so Gray got his way. He's powered up on mana. He just has to decide the order that he plays all his cards. Because he's sure that, I mean, traditionally Flores plays a lot of counter spells. So he's sure that Flores is going to have a lot of counter magic. I mean, he drew an unnatural in the release game 1, but Flores loves to have more counters on the board too. Number 1, Worm Coil. And it sticks.
Yeah, so he's got to revoke.
So he's like, if he revokes or O-rings it, he's going to keep mana open, but he's still not getting in for any damage.
Or maybe he just had multiple Flash Freezes in his hand.
Oh man, if his hand's all Flash Freezes and negates as far as his counter magic goes, made Worm Coil a real good one to lead with.
Yeah.
Gray knows his deck. Blade Splicer, that's not gonna do it.
It's not going to do it.
Yeah, we were hearing earlier, people earlier in the day were talking about how, and I think on Twitter some people were mentioning, newsflash, Flash Freeze doesn't counter Worm Coil Engine or Mere Battlesphere. And this must be the thing they're talking about. Or Sword of Feast and Famine for that matter, but. So Worm Coil getting in there. Edgar blocks. It's interesting, is this just because he figures once the red mana comes down, he won't be able to profitably chump block anymore? Seems reasonable.
I actually like that.
What if he's just going to play Suntan next turn? And get back the Blade Splicer?
Yeah, then that's...
Seems hot.
Definitely in play.
Even if he doesn't have the Suntan, he might draw it, and it's not like the 1/1's doing anything. So, Gray misses his land drop, though. What's he going to cast? Is this a Simulacrum? Oh, he probably has the land in his hand. No.
Thrun.
Oh, he just wanted to play it first. Just to taunt Edgar. It's the Thrun we talked about. Things are going really well for Edgar. I mean, for Gray. Like he's got his mana developed. He was able to start draw. He stuck a 6, which is always bad for Edgar. Does the Sun Titan even like? I mean, Sun Titan beats the board, but it doesn't beat Gray's hand, and it gives Gray an entire free turn.
Yeah,
under flash freeze, you know, like without having to worry about flash freeze. This is actually a really tough spot for Edgar. It's no fun when you don't draw 3 mana leaks, isn't it? And do we have a number on? Is this Edgar Flores' 21st top 8? No, I don't even. It's not clear that that's actually an exaggeration. Edgar Flores has had the most unbelievable
year at these SCG events.
Is it just this year? It started at the beginning of last year.
No, he just started showing up this year.
Wow. So it's probably not 21. It's probably like 14, 16, something like that.
It's some huge number.
Maybe
it's
that's
really unbelievable.
If anybody at home can tweet to us how many top 8s Edgar Flores has, it'd be really helpful. All right, so Bird of Paradise. Followed by, and that's that red mana that he needs for the Keswick Wolf run. Solemn. Fortunately, it's not another Thrun.
Yeah, another Thrun would not
Dude,
be the
I
best
think
play.
Thrun is probably one of the legends that I've seen most double cast by the same player, where somebody's got one in play and they just play another one. Just wrong, you know, just as a mistake. They just get so excited.
Really?
I'm telling you, I've seen it a ton. At the Pro Tour, too. A ton. A ton.
Man, that's kind of brutal.
What I love is when they,
All right, so
they Green Sun, and they have to shuffle it back, and then you wait for them to finish shuffling, and then you point out the state-based effect, just to slow roll the legend roll on them. Which I believe is actually the story Nassif told me. But all right, we're looking at Simulacrum, Thrun, Wormcoil, Palladium Mirror, Bird, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 mana, Keswick Wolf run, all the. So he's got Sun Titan back, but it's not even clear he beats the board at this point.
Yeah.
He's really falling behind. That Palladium Mirror is putting in work. That's the whole ticket here, right? Is that Palladium Mirror lived? Like that's been the deciding factor.
It's a Soul Ring.
It's brutal.
It's one card that makes 2 mana.
That's all he wants. That's like, and it's 2 more mana now. It's not even like a mana now and a mana later. This is definitely one of the strengths of this deck is just how well it can use, how much more acceleration it has than the other ones. Wormcoil getting in there. Once again, blocking with the 1/1. Is he going to Keswick Wolf run, or is this just another 6?
It's Titan.
It's going to be brutal if this is Primeval Titan. Green Sun Zenith getting, I'm going to guess Primeval Titan.
That would be correct.
Inkmoth Nexus for a change to complement the Keswick Wolf run. And another Nexus. Corbett skipping the Glimmer Post, figuring 32 life is probably enough at this point.
I would say he's probably right.
As always, the tempo-based decks, not a lot of comeback, unfortunately. Like, he doesn't have Day of Judgment or anything. He doesn't have catch-up cards. He just needs to stay ahead in the beginning. What's his theoretical line? I mean, does he put a Sword of Feast and Famine and revoke Existence? Because to get, like, he revokes the Simulacrum, Sword of Feast and Famine, but he would have played one or the other last turn. Like, he's not going to get both this turn. 2 more Nexus hits. And we've seen Edgar grind from some really bad positions. I mean, he's not afraid to be down, you know, be that 40-1 dog or that 80-1 or 100-1 dog.
No,
I got him. His odds are probably lower than that here, but
you never know, though.
what needs to happen here? I mean, because Gray has lethal Nexus, but he probably doesn't want to risk it.
It's his. So this is Edgar's 15th top 8, and that's just this year.
15th top 8 this year. That's pretty. What's? Hey, has he been in 30 events? I wonder if he's actually top 8ing at a 50% clip. That's unbelievable over this long of a stretch.
He got good really fast. Plays well now.
Oh no, he's probably played in more than 30 because there's Legacy and Standard. You know, like he's playing in 2 per weekend. He's probably been to 50. That's still a pretty unbelievable clip. And for a long period of time. Large sample size for this N. And that's the thing about N. It is really all about the size. Primeval Titan. Searching up 2 more Nexus.
Yeah, now the problem is that Edgar can't even dream to get in with his own Nexus because...
Well, that's the problem.
Well, I mean, that was his only way of winning was the Inkmoth Nexus.
Oh, okay.
And now he has no way of winning.
This is one of those things where you just kind of keep doing things and hope Gray starts making horrible blunders, right? Like you just...
Yeah, I mean, it's not even clear to me that he can mess up enough for this to be...
There's a situation in chess where if you start losing, one of the things you want to, like, one of the options, one of the strategies is to just complicate things. Make things as crazy and as dangerous and, like, lopsided, even if it gives you, you know, like a word, even if you're sacrificing material, if you just make it a wild tactical game that seems so complicated that the other person's more likely to make a mistake. All right, so Gray takes game 2, tying it up 1-1. Edgar Flores really wishing he had one of those 3 mana leaks for the, or 4 mana leaks total, but one of the 3 mana leaks he drew in game 1 for the Worm Coil that came down early and quickly put the game out of reach.
He could have also had a Dismember for that second Palladium Mirror.
Still no Sword of Feast and Famines. Edgar does play 3.
Yeah, and Sword of Feast and Famine is also very good here. Very, very good.
He didn't have Dismember either. Dismember, O-Ring, Revoke. He's probably going to board in another... If he didn't already board in Dismember...
Yes, he did not draw well that game, but he drew exceptionally well in game 1.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the variance of the game.
Not a lot of brainstorms to smooth it out. Please don't ban Brainstorm. Dude, what do you think about blue, instant, draw 2 cards, then put a card from your hand back on top of your deck?
I think that would be fine.
Pulse is so good. Innovate. That's dude, that was always that's my invitational card. Blue, instant. Draw 2 cards, put a card from your hand back on top of your deck. Innovate. Boom! Wouldn't that be so good for Magic? It'd be sweet in Legacy and like help like in Modern and all these formats that have fetch lands. And it's not even like it's an issue. I mean, you get a Terramorphic Expanse if you really want to try, you know, let the kid have their fun in Standard. And that's a very mild amount of value. There's nothing wrong with that card, right? That card would be good. It wouldn't even be that insane. It's not as good as Preordain. Sort of. It's kind of better in powered formats, though.
It's better in some formats and worse in other formats. Like in Standard right now, it would be worse.
Way worse.
Significantly worse.
But it would be
in Legacy. It would be.
I think it'd be way better than. I think it'd be better than Preordain in Vintage, though.
Yes, certainly. And in Legacy, I think it would be about the same.
Plus, Vintage would actually, you know, if you could play with 2/3 of a Brainstorm, but you got 4 copies of it in your deck, that's like doing the math. 1 carry that. So that's, you know, that's 2.67 Brainstorms, and then you have a real Brainstorm. So that's 3.67 Brainstorms.
Maybe it'll bring back Vintage.
Dude, we could do this. Innovate. That's the other thing. If you only write 1 letter to your favorite R&D member or Wizards employee, hopefully it's about saving the World Championships in the Pro Tour. But if you write 2, innovate. Highly recommend. All right, so Edgar Flores, Blue-White Blade, going into Game 3. He's going to be on the play against Corbett Gray. This is Patrick Chapin with Jacob Van Lunen at the SCG Las Vegas. I'm sorry, the SCG Sunny Las Vegas. And we're in the top 8. We're going to be playing, I guess we're playing out just the first round, the quarterfinals.
We're playing the quarters tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to do the semis and the finals.
In the background, we see charming male model Nick Spagnuolo behind, railing the match.
good friend of Edgar Flores. They only live a few blocks away from one another in Brooklyn. They practice together very often.
That's what I mean, people talk about it, but it's an important part of getting good at Magic is playing with, having good people to play with. Like when you're like,
And the
you
thing is,
bring
they
the
didn't
level
know
up.
they lived so close to one another.
For a while, they just never even.
Yeah, this they learn like through the Star City events and hanging out with
That's
each other.
awesome.
And they live like 4 blocks away from each other in Brooklyn, and they're both level 8s.
Well, there you go.
Pretty cool.
Absolutely. So, Corbett, once again, hoping to just stick a mana accelerator. He just needs to get the mana going as fast as he can, and he once again wants Edgar to not have Sword of Feast and Famine. That's the real big one, and not have Mirror Crusader. He didn't have Mirror Crusader that game either. That's the two he really doesn't want to see: Mirror Crusader and Sword of Feast and Famine. Planes. What do you suppose that means? Does that mean turn 3 Mirror Crusader?
That could mean a turn 3 Mirror Crusader, which is pretty good. And Rampant Growth. It's a pretty good turn 2 for Corbett. Alright. The Glacial Fortress into a Mirror Crusader could be very good here.
Absolutely. What do you think about not playing Hero Blade Hold in this deck?
It's surprising to me. The thing about Edgar decks is they're usually really weird. You look at them and you're like,
He likes to take a little
this is
twist.
not how I would build this. But he builds decks, he
They're his
just
style.
plays infinite and then just like is changing around numbers to how he wants to play the games. So
that's the Mirror Crusader we talked about. Corbett drops a second Glimmer Post going to 23 with a Simulacrum. This is exactly what he wants to see happen, because now he's already threatening Titans and Wormcoils, and he's got, I mean, he's at 23. That's like, he's got 6 turns
to just stick something. But post board,
7
Edgar's
turns.
got
He's
a
got
lot
the
of
Simulacrum.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, post board, he's got a lot of. Edgar's got a lot of 1-for-1. Edgar could 1-for-1 him, or 2-for-1 him, like for 6 turns in a row. Wow, he didn't play a land.
Oof. Yeah, he kept the 3-lander too, so it's kind of brutal.
So which one are we gonna see first? I mean, he's probably gonna lead with Wormcoil if he has it, right?
Yeah.
He does. Once again, leads with Wormcoil just because it's the one that gets countered by the least things.
Yeah. Let's see. Does Edgar have the mana leak this time?
Edgar
Yes.
has to mana leak here because he can't afford. Even if he has a Revoke in his hand, he can't afford to wait and risk not drawing a land.
Yeah.
He does draw the land though, and it's an island, which is exactly what he wants to see. So that now he can threaten. No, he doesn't even bother threatening. He just needs to get the clocking because he's got a 2-mana counter spell and he doesn't have a Snapcaster. He's got to just put as much pressure on as he can. Because he's ahead on board, but he knows that eventually he's gonna, he can't hold on to this position for long. But this is what he wants to do. He wants to get a little bit of an advantage and then just try to time walk him to death.
Ooh.
I mean, he could have Revoke. Because right now he can just go
Revoke.
Revoke and still have 2 mana open.
Yeah.
Edgar pondering for presumably a land, unless he really just needs the Revoke or O-Ring. But if he can't Revoke here, I think he's going to start falling real behind.
Yeah.
Edgar going in the tank. It's always tricky when you get the card you want in the top 3 and 2 blanks. And you're like, well, let me see if I can weather the storm.
Like I don't think he has a land there in the top 3 cards, and I don't think he can keep that if he doesn't have a land, even if there's that.
He does. He does keep it.
Oh, is there a land there?
It's not clear that there is. But Edgar is a seasoned semi-pro looking to... does he... He can't possibly just... What? So he does have the mana.
Okay.
And it's another Nexus, which means that he's... he's definitely threatening a much faster clock.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he's going to ignore the Wormcoil.
Yeah.
Because he's like, okay, I'm just going to infect him in the air. I mean, that's not an unreasonable plan. Like, if you can't beat Wormcoil, because it's going to take the Wormcoil. Although Corbett has the Castle Wolf Run, which is like a time walk waiting to happen,
Yeah.
Although he could always just have an O-Ring next turn. Like if he's on the infect plan, you can It'll be interesting to see which way he goes with this, you know?
Oh, and that's an Inkmoth Nexus for Corbett.
It's definitely going to put a damper on Flores' plan.
Yes, very much so.
Six mana from Evil Titan.
Primeval Titan,
From Evil Titan.
and that's getting flash freezed.
Flash freeze real quick.
Yeah.
Ray already knew. But you got to draw it out at some point, you know? And he's got 2 more mana open anyway, so he's already ready to block with the Nexus.
How many cards are in Corbett's hand?
In Gray's hand?
Yeah.
Or Corbett Gray? Yeah.
3?
Is it 3 or 4?
I think Edgar has a sword. I'm not positive.
Wow. Sword is
Yes,
going to
he has a sword.
be... Sword
I
is
just
going to
saw
be huge.
Yeah.
It's not going to connect, though. The Nexus could chump.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's got 2 mana.
Mana? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's so crucial that he does, because if that sword connected, so that he just, you know, knocks
Untapped and
most of his hand down and
himmed him,
leaves
yeah,
counter.
like-
And here, you just throw with the Nexus. Easy peasy. What does he do? He's got to get some more momentum going. He's behind on the board. O-rings the worm coil. A very
That's
reasonable
good.
line.
Yeah.
It's weird to do it first, though. Instead of just attacking first, but I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters.
Alright. Doesn't have a counter spell, so he just drops the spell skite, just says, okay, this is just what I have.
Yeah, because I mean, Corbett's just gonna run into it anyway. He knows that.
Yeah, like, Corbett is definitely a calling station. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't have other lines.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have the luxury of not being a calling station.
So that's going to be Green Sun, right? Or is it Battlesphere? It's hard to even imagine which is worse. I mean, I guess Spellskite could theoretically make it... Oh, wow. If he just has both and he's just deciding which it is, then this is going to be brutal. It is Green Sun Zenith for Primeval Titan. This is slipping out of hand very quickly.
Yeah.
This might... I wonder, like, it'll be interesting. I want to see how this deck does against the green-white decks. Because I wonder if the Wolf Run Robot deck was the deck to play this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, this seems really good. I'm surprised that he's.
Still no swords. Like, we haven't seen Sword, A Feast and Famine out of Edgar at a timely moment, but it may just be too late now.
I mean, if he didn't miss those land drops, then he would have been able to play the sword on the turn where it mattered, and then Corbett would have had no hand.
Yeah, the sword is definitely not sword. Standard is a format where you miss a land drop, it's brutal. It is really punishing.
Ingram's playing a lot of lands too, especially for our lowest
How many does he
Corbett.
have?
He has 26.
26 and a couple ponders.
Yep, and his curve stops at like 3.
He doesn't even have the hero. Oh, no, he's got Gideons. He's got a couple Gideons.
2 Gideons, but besides that,
Yeah.
like
Which he boarded out in this matchup, surely.
yeah. So
So, when are we going to see Edgar bust out at the PT? Like, he showed up at Philadelphia, right? That was his first Pro Tour.
he wasn't qualified.
Oh, no, he tried to grind in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he lost his rating. Like, his rating was DI, but then he had a couple bad tournaments in a row, and he actually lost his rating.
Yeah.
So Edgar he's never played in a Pro Tour, right?
Never played on a Pro Tour.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Unlike Alex Bertoncini, who's obviously a pro in many senses of the word. Sword of Feast and Famine. Spellskite and Mirror Crusader. Facing down Primeval Titan and 3 Nexus, a Wolf Run. I mean, this is tough.
Really tough.
This is really tough. So, The Primeval. Oh, so what are all the problems? There's one Wolf Run in play. There's a Primeval Titan right now. There's a lot of Nexuses. Edgar needs to kill the Titan. He didn't put the sword on the. Well, I guess that just makes him dead. This is tough.
How does that make him dead?
No, should he have just put the sword on the Crusader to
Yeah,
kill
then he
the
just
Titan?
block the Titan.
Like, how's he gonna kill the Titan now? Maybe he dismembers?
Oh yeah, first strike damage, dismember. Does he have that in his hand?
I don't know. It's not even clear that it does anything. No, I mean, I don't know what he's holding 2 mana for. Like, he can't beat anything anyway. Like, you have to just put the sword on the Crusader, right? I'm sure we're missing it. I mean, Edgar knows this deck inside and out.
He...
Maybe he has Dispense. He has Disperse in his deck, right? He's got a couple Disperses. I don't think that helps. This is going to soak up 2 points of damage. It would be great to have the Dismember here, though. I think he's got to have Dismember.
Yeah.
Right? No? Nothing. So Gray commits 2 more guys to the board, including a colorless guy, in the event that any kind of Sword of Feast and Famine on Mirror Crusader shenanigans are even hinted at. Gray has Ghost Quarter. Wait, so he has the Dismember? Why didn't he do it before? He could have prevented 4 damage to himself. I don't know. He must, like, does he just... Like, is the theory that the damage...
Yeah, it's just
I don't know.
really confusing to me, actually. Like... Alright, now he's...
I mean, obviously, this is one of those 99.9, you can't really win things, but that's still just loss of some non-zero amount of value. Edgar trying to figure out how to live another turn. He's got to make forward progress. Like, if he's not going to give up, he has to figure out a way to advance the game state.
Yes.
He's got, like, there's only one Kestic Wolf run, and Gray has 6, 10, 13, 15. So Nexus is definitely legal. Like, every Nexus is lethal.
Well, he has Spell Sky in play.
Oh, okay, so that's
Yeah.
the Wolf run's already taken care of. This is fine. Everything will be fine.
He has no way of winning this game. But
Everything's fine. You know what? If he had a Curse of Death's Hold in play,
he actually could not lose if he had a Curse
he
of
would
Death's Hold in
probably
play.
win. It's not clear that he couldn't lose, but... Alright, so Sword on Spellskite getting busty. What do you think about that play?
I like that play.
Because you figure you just want the Spellskite to be as busty as possible? I mean, what... But, like, isn't Crusader the one to attack with?
I mean, he's probably trying to get Corbett to make some sort of mistake where Corbett activates both Ink Moths and tries to just huge block the Spellskite to kill the Spellskite so that he can just lethal him with a Wolf Run, and then he has something in his hand to deal with the Wolf Run afterward.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because he's got to try to find...
Yeah, he's trying to find...
Like, for
because
him to win,
let's say-
he
yeah,
needs
let's
Gray
say-
to make some mistakes. So
Yeah,
he's gotta
let's say Corbett activates both Ink Moths here, and then quad blocks the thing to kill that, and then Corbett will have lethal with his Kestic Wolf Run. But if Edgar has something else to deal with the Wolf Runs in his hand,
Maybe
then,
what if he has a Sun Titan to get back the Spellskite, or
Exactly.
a second Spellskite?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, Gray's life is so far from like being, from any reasonable clock that the extra damage isn't that big of a deal. And Gray only has 1 card. Did he just discard the card though? Did he just take it? It's interesting. Maybe Edgar figured I really need him to take this hit. If I put the Crusader on, he'll chump for sure. So maybe if I, don't, if I'm not so ambitious and I just stick it on a spell skite, he'll take the hit thinking it doesn't matter. I don't know.
Edgar does not look like he's in the zone right now.
But that might be part of the game. Like you got to act like you want to represent no strength. Did he just draw a Green Sun Zenith?
No, he drew a Perennial Titan.
Oh, well, that's much better, isn't it? All right. The rich get richer is a hashtag that is
TGRG.
TGRG.
Oh, TRGR.
TRGR, we can spell.
Yeah.
TRGR.
Sorry.
No, it's my bad. I don't know. I'm just, like, I can't spell at all.
Yeah.
TRGR?
TRGR?
TRGR, the rich get richer.
In single draft, we have to post draft results, and whenever John wins draft,
the rich get richer?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Perennial Titan countered? No, or did it? I mean, did it get doubled? No. Like, where is it?
It got flash freezed.
It had to get flash freeze, okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't see the flash freeze. Is the Snapcaster Mage come down? No.
No, it was just a raw flash freeze that Edgar had drawn off the top.
It's so hard to tell with these foils.
Yeah,
You
they're
kids
very
today
shiny.
and your shiny metallic cards. I guess
Alright,
it's been
so-
a while since foils were introduced, but Edgar, at least he counted the Titan.
So,
He has a sword, he has a Crusader, he has a Spellskite, he has a few things. He's got multiple Nexuses.
so wait a second. Why does Corbett have so much mana tapped?
He attacks with like a bunch of Nexuses and we just don't have the update and infect. Is that right? Snapcaster into Flash Freeze. Yeah, Snapcaster into Flash Freeze was the play we saw.
Okay.
But
Oh, so that's a Snapcaster there. Okay.
what is the number? I mean, are all those lands tapped from Nexuses attacking? Or did he try to Wolf Run and just fail? No, this can't possibly be still. I mean, we don't have a game, do we? Eight man. Wow, so that's eight damage. This isn't one of those eat your hat type of things if Edgar actually wins, right? This
I
is
mean,
like,
if Edgar wins this,
I'll eat
I
a piece
will.
of chicken.
Yeah,
For
I will
sure.
eat the rest of that piece of pizza there, and it's been sitting there for a while.
Gray untaps his 15 mana.
Just drew a green something.
It isn't even fun.
Yeah, it's
Edgar-
not even funny.
Grinding. Just grinding.
Edgar is doing so much work.
Edgar is a good, hard-working, honest American. He's just trying to make it. He's just a blue-white mage trying to make it in a Wolf Run world. This is. He doesn't have another counterspell at this point, right? He can't possibly. What happens if Gray just attacks with all these Nexuses? Like, what even happened last turn? He had to have just casted Wolf Run and bricked or something, right? Like, I mean, are we sure that 6 life and 1 poison counter is correct? So, Nexus is on parade attacking. We're going to see Ghost Quarter. No, he decides not to use the Ghost Quarter. Edgar wants to know if he can block. I mean, so we're looking at, is that 4 Nexuses? Is Gray, yeah, Gray is swinging with, he tapped 4 Glimmer Posts to power up 4 Inkmoth Nexuses. Gray Ghost Quarters a Nexus. Edgar tapping it for mana. A little superfluous, probably just doing it just for Val.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to take 2 from a Spellskite if Corbett uses Wolf Run. Right?
Why? It costs blue. Tap for Carlos, it's a Nexus.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
The,
Now,
you're saying he drew a Green Sun? Because now
what
he
it
can
looked
cast
like.
it. I bet it had to be like a Rampant Growth.
Yeah, it must have
or
been
something, because
else.
like you don't want to walk into Mana Leak anyway.
Yeah.
This is pretty wild. I mean, that's a lot of Nexuses. We're seeing the power of Spellskite versus Keswick Wolf Run, you know? It was a Green Sun Zenith? And he went for 1? Does he just not have any more Primeval Titans in his deck?
Oh my gosh, he's out of Primevals. And the bird is the only target left in his deck.
That's crazy. It is, because he only has...
Yeah.
No, he had to have Thrun. Right? Maybe he doesn't have the Thrun.
Oh.
Well, Edgar packs it in. It's had enough. Corbett Gray advances with Wolf Run Robots against defeating Edgar Flores 2-1 in the top 8 of SCG Las Vegas.